Okay, I had to bring my mic over. Forgot about that. Oh, so sorry. I just did a live a few minutes ago, but I accidentally deleted it, so I went back for a second try here. Sorry about that. I had Gold 13 Dragon on as commented. I apologize too. I had to take the video down because actually I, um, I deleted it accidentally. So when I was putting it back up, I deleted it. So anyway, today is December 9th, and it's 12:59 p.m. in the afternoon here in California. So the title of this is the ETF special filings that are being done by BlackRock, Grayscale, Kathy Woods, ARK. They're all filing for an exchange traded fund for Bitcoin. And as we know, if that happens, Bitcoin now becomes mainstream money. And there's principles that make money that we all agree on as far as money. And one of the principles of money is that money, everybody agrees that a certain thing like the dollar bill is money. We all agree upon that. So that's why I can walk down to a grocery store and I can give them a $10 bill and they'll give me something for that because we all agree that the $10 bill is money. Well, right now, we have a lot of people like Warren Buffett who do not agree that Bitcoin is money. They agree. They think it's rat poison. They think it's some sort of scam. They think we have a guy like Jamie Dimon, one of the leader of one of the largest banks in the world, telling us that it's all for drug trafficking and, money laundering and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. But as if this ETF gets approved, now they can't make those arguments anymore because it trades on the same level as their companies or their stocks, Berkshire Hathaway and JP Morgan. Now we're at the same level they are. So they can't go around and say it's rat poison or it's only illicit activity because now it's on the NASDAQ stock exchange with a ticker symbol and we can check it out. And we can monitor it. Now, I think this is, and of course, it's going to add a lot of value to Bitcoin because you're going to have institutional investors putting public funds into the money. So we'll have teacher pension funds. We'll have firefighter pension funds. We'll have them buying Bitcoin. This is all going to be very bullish for the Bitcoin market. And that's why we've gone from the mid 20s for Bitcoin up into the 44,000 range for what Bitcoin. It's exploding right now, almost double the price of what it was just a very few months ago. So what happened today was very important because, and I usually just like to go through the news every day on Bitcoin. And that's why I do these podcasts or whichever you want to call it, just a daily live, because I want to talk about some of this stuff. So the first thing that jumped out at me today when I went through the news, and by the way, comment section is open. I did have a comment on my last live, like I say, Golden 13 Dragon, appreciate that. But because I haven't been doing these very long, I've been doing these only for about a week or two. And the reason why I've been doing them so seldomly is because we were in a very bullish market. I mean, very bearish market. And the reason we were in a bearish market was this guy right here, Bankman-Fried, was consuming all the headlines when it came to cryptocurrencies. He's 31 years old with an ugly girlfriend who was helped him out with this thing that ripped off all these people. And this guy running around in flip-flops and cargo shorts fooled incredible amounts of people, including sports celebrities like Tom Brady, in order to run around and help him shill his product, FTX. This gave Bitcoin a real bad name. It gave crypto a bad name. And during that period of time, there's no sense of coming on here and making videos and everybody saying, "Oh no, it's all a scam." I know because I saw it in social media, and I saw that this thing is all driven by guys like this dude right here with the frizzy hair. So I didn't make any videos, but I'm back to making videos because those days are behind us. And now we're in a bull market. And like I said in the last live, bull markets in crypto are a little bit like if you're a police officer, you're on a 12-hour shift, and you might have 11 and a half hours or 11 hours and 50 minutes of pure boredom. And then the last 10 minutes, you might have nothing but extreme exhilaration where everything is just happening. Somebody robbed a bank, somebody pulled a gun, somebody assaulted somebody, and all of a sudden you had 10 minutes worth of extreme exhilaration. That's what we are right now with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like you got 11 and a half hours of boredom and then 10 minutes of sure, nothing but positive, going over, just over the top with activity and things happening and positive news and bullishness. And that's what we got right now. So that's why you want to be involved with Bitcoin, because this is the time to be involved with Bitcoin. So we're in that extreme time of exhilaration. The other thing I noticed, and I want to make note of this before I forget, because sometimes I forget when I start talking about other stuff, is someone had put this up, I don't know, CoinDesk. Cardano jumps 20% as analysts eye Bitcoin pull back to 40,000. Okay, I want to talk about this for a second, because this is huge. If you haven't been in crypto very long, I'm going to give you some really good news. Really good information. Most altcoins are just vehicles to get people's money to buy Bitcoin. Case in example is EOS. The founders of EOS raised $4 billion, took the money and bought Bitcoin, and basically left EOS without the promises being delivered, breached promises. So if you sell Bitcoin today to buy Cardano, you're nuts. And you need to check yourself and decide if you even need to be in crypto or not. Because if you're going to sell to join Charles Hoskinson and Cardano, and I've done videos on Charles Hoskinson, do your own research. If you're selling Bitcoin to buy Cardano, you better get out of crypto, man, because you're going to lose your money. You're going to lose everything, because the play today is Bitcoin, not Cardano. And I would even say Bitcoin and not Ethereum. I know I'd have people argue with me on that one. Now, I do think crypto, I'm not like a total maximalist on Bitcoin. I'm not saying it's 100% Bitcoin and nothing else. I'm saying Bitcoin is the play right now. When Bitcoin gets to be a few $100,000 of Bitcoin, now we can talk about maybe throwing a little bit of money at an altcoin. But for the time being, with the halving, with the ETFs coming up, and with the economy and all around the world, and especially the United States, you better stick to Bitcoin. In fact, I saw this one right here. I'm not going to open it up because Forbes doesn't allow you to read the articles, but U.S. dollar collapse, Bitcoin, the only obvious competitor as Fed's money. Okay. So whatever the MON, yeah, it's money probably. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. See, they want you to subscribe. I'm not going to do that. I don't care. Don't read Forbes. But anyway, whatever that says, money. So yeah, a lot of countries are in trouble. U.S. government is printing money. They've got a problem right now. They don't know with inflation, deflation. I've talked about that. I had a great video about that yesterday. I wish some more people would watch it because it's really good information. So yeah, but let's go into this article. This is why I'm so bullish right now on Bitcoin and why I think the ETF's almost guaranteed. It says, okay, first of all, there's a number of ETFs ready to be approved. And when they get approved, they'll probably approve multiple ETFs. So the customers have a selection. So we're not just going to have BlackRock. We'll probably have Grayscale and Cathie Woods, ARK, and all those others. Probably 2 or 3 will get approved. So if you want to buy Bitcoin, you can go to one fund or the other fund. You don't have to just buy BlackRock's fund. So there'll be several, which will bring in more money into Bitcoin. Like I say, one of the principles of money is that everybody's got to agree on it and accept it as money. And by this happening, this will make that go mainstream. Bitcoin is money. It's on the stock exchange. It's got a trading symbol, just like all the other stocks. It is money. Okay. That's it. So that's going to bring billions into Bitcoin. So if you got Bitcoin right now, you've got a pretty good play. But this is the reason, little subtleties like this is what you need to pay attention to. So BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, has warned in its latest spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund filing update of the potential for Bitcoin to be classified as a security by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, state regulators, or court rulings. If a digital asset is determined or asserted to be a security, it is likely to become difficult or impossible for the digital asset to be traded, cleared, or custodied in the United States through the same channels used by non-security digital assets, BlackRock cautioned. So this is language that's been fed to BlackRock by the SEC. The Securities and Exchange Commission wants BlackRock to amend their filing and put this information in there as a warning to the investment community. Hey, there's people that are self-custody of their Bitcoin. It's not all on a centralized custody like Coinbase. So there's a potential that there could be a lot of Bitcoin out there that we don't, like Satoshi has 1 million Bitcoin. What if that were all to come on the market? That would be an extreme shock to the market. And they're letting you know that these self-custody issues. See, my thing is, I think that the Security and Exchange Commission is trying to flush out people having self-custody of their Bitcoin, which is not good, but they're saying it could possibly affect the markets as far as liquidity, as far as what we have, and as far as volume and all that other stuff is concerned. So go down here and read a little bit further. If a digital asset is determined or asserted to be a security, it is likely to become difficult or possible to be asset. Okay. So this is little stuff that, okay, interesting update to BlackRock's iShares S1 filing regarding the concerns that the SEC could take an approach that Bitcoin is a potential security. Seems silly, but apparently the SEC wants this language in there. So when the SEC is telling you put this in there, they're almost telling you, guaranteeing you, we're going to do the ETF. Just put this language in there, and we'll pretty much approve it. So I think they even give a percentage right here. However, voicing his unusual skepticism, Stark stressed, while I still believe 90% likelihood of an SEC Bitcoin spot ETF approval seems somewhat random. Joe is, okay, he's talking about a lawyer. But the chances when the SEC is saying, hey, look, we've looked at your filing, and here's the filing, by the way, if you want to read it. I think I just pulled it up here not too long ago, right here. This is BlackRock's filing. So and if you want to read through all this stuff, I haven't read it, but it might be kind of interesting to read all this. Because this is like the first time Bitcoin is going to be traded on a stock exchange. It's going to be on the NASDAQ. So, and everything, if you read, I've read through a little bit of this. They've even got some of the, on October 27th, the seed capital investors, an affiliate of sponsors subject to conditions purchase seeds. So they actually even got some seed shares that have been priced $100,000. So all this activity is almost guaranteeing you that there's going to be an ETF. And the fact that they're getting information back from the Security and Exchange Commission to how to tweak this so that the ETF, it gets approved. So this is pretty much a done deal. And if this is a done deal, oh, here we got another, something Phoenix sent me, add to broadcast. Here we go. Shout out to Kay. Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Like I say, I haven't been doing these a lot. I don't have a lot of audience right now, but we'll build it up, especially if Bitcoin goes to about $200,000. I mean, when I come online, I'm competing against people like Saylor, who's a billionaire. I'm competing with people like Novogratz, who's a billionaire. I mean, my content doesn't get any kind of a, I can't compete against those guys. But if I just come on here every day and just talk, I'm sure somebody will watch and hopefully somebody will listen, because I come at this from just an ordinary person's kind of point of view. I'm not coming at this with somebody that's got. I mean, I remember Kathy Woods said when she got into Bitcoin, she bought 100 Bitcoin just to test it out. I mean, 100 Bitcoin, you're talking about what is 100 Bitcoin? That's a lot of money. So, that's the way she got involved with it. Like Novogratz. I've spoken to Novogratz, spoke to him up in San Francisco at the EOS hackathon. I mean, that guy's got tons and tons and tons of money. There's a lot of people with a lot of money right now in Bitcoin. And, they're creating a lot of content too. So, but the content I create is from, basically, I'm just an ordinary everyday person trying to make content on Bitcoin, trying to really tell people what's going on here so they take notice, so they do get involved. Because this is the poor man's way of trying to get ahead, is buy Bitcoin right now. That would be my solution if I was someone trying to, get ahead of the inflation, get some stability, and get my way into the world so that I have something, nest egg or something to fall back on. It would be Bitcoin. And of course, with the ETF and with the halving and with the economy in the world going bad, I think, man, if you're not in Bitcoin right now, even if it's just a few bucks, I would say that you wouldn't be you need to check yourself on that one. Right? So Phoenix also said, British Huddle, have great content too. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate that. Appreciate you joining me on the live. Like I said, I made one here a little bit ago. I had accidentally deleted it. So I'll be trying to do these every day, because every day there's new news. Just like today, this popped up today. I hadn't seen it before, that the the SEC is talking to BlackRock and say, hey, put this in your filing. They wouldn't be doing that if there wasn't a very strong, almost 100% guarantee that they're going to approve it. So it's a done deal. And we're at about, what are we at Bitcoin right now on CoinGecko? We've been bouncing around 44,000 here, 11% in 7 days. So where are you going to get that at? You're not going to get that anyplace else. So the other thing I want to cover real quick is I wanted to cover El Salvador is allowing people to become residents of El Salvador if you have $1 million worth of Bitcoin. So residents. I think this is very interesting. So this is the president of El Salvador, smart guy. Other world leaders need to take notice of this guy because he's going to become very popular in this country, especially when Bitcoin goes to a few $100,000 of Bitcoin. So where is it about residency? Okay, right here. I had it up on the previous cast, but I don't know if I can bring it back. How's El Salvador right there? I've never been to El Salvador. I've been all over Mexico, but I haven't been to El Salvador yet. So anyway, let me see. It might be in here someplace. They bounce around with this news a lot, so you really have to be on top of it. Right here. Right here. El Salvador becomes the first country to accept Bitcoin as legal tender. Now it's offering citizenship for $1 million investment. So if you have $1 million investment in Bitcoin, guess what? You can go down and become a citizen of El Salvador. Well, that's pretty cool. So I have to figure out how to say this guy's name. But anyway, that's a pretty smart move on this guy. And that keeps the riffraff out. So he's not going to have too many people coming down that are of the lower economic, they're not going to be in the lower economic class. They're not going to be the poor people that are coming down El Salvador. He's keeping it pretty rich. So you could say, hey, if you had $10,000 in Bitcoin, you become a citizen, or $5,000, but no, it's got to be $1 million. So they're going to keep the riffraff out. They're going to keep the standard pretty high as far as coming to becoming a citizen of El Salvador. Got to have at least $1 million. So that's a pretty smart idea for him. So anyway, how long have I been? I've been on this 17 minutes. I'll probably cut this one pretty short. Oh, I got some other people joining in. Thanks, I appreciate it. I'll add you to the broadcast. So Adam always starts in Bitcoin and then flowers to alts. Yeah, and see, like I said earlier, and I had to learn this lesson the hard way. The altcoin market is a powerful tool, but it always starts with Bitcoin. And the thing about the altcoins is what you go to the altcoins with is when you've got so much money in Bitcoin that you're willing to speculate a little bit. You don't go to the altcoin market with your seed fund. Your seed fund stays in Bitcoin. And then when the Bitcoin explodes to the point where everybody gets a little bit scared of Bitcoin being up over 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, and you're going, man, I bought Bitcoin at 30,000 and now it's 300,000. I got so much extra cash here. Maybe I could buy Cardano. Maybe I could buy EOS. Maybe I could buy a little bit of Ethereum. But don't take your seed money and plant it in Cardano, especially like this one thing said right here. This is crazy. I mean, they're telling Cardano jumps 20% as analysts eye Bitcoin pullback. This one right here. That's kind of like saying, hey, Bitcoin's pulled back to 40,000 from 44,000. Now you better put some money in Cardano because it's up 20%. I've studied Charles Hoskinson in Cardano. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I mean, everybody has their own ideas on stuff, but yeah, that's like what Phoenix also said. Not always. Check the results of the old alts. Most are dead. See, now this is interesting. You guys are going to get me talking by these comments. I used to be a stockbroker. And I was a stockbroker, and what you had in the stockbroker days is you had companies coming public, and we were investment bankers. And the way it worked is they would do exactly what these ETFs are. We'd have to file with the Securities and Exchange Commission, and then we'd be able to bring a company public. You wanted to get in that really quickly because we call it new issue stock. And when you had the new issue stock, it traded fast. I mean, it's like the opening day, it would jump right away. It had never been traded before, and there'd be immediate appreciations. And that's why I'm so excited about the ETFs, because as soon as something's new, everybody wants to try it. So everybody jumps on these new issue stocks. Now, the altcoins, when they first came out, it was like new issue stock. Nobody had ever seen these altcoins before, so everybody just plunged into them. They didn't research them. They didn't do any back. They didn't find out. They just jumped in, and that's where we were with the OS. I mean, we thought, wow, this is great. Dan Lerner seems like an honest man. We'll just jump in. And then I realized later, oh my gosh, these guys aren't fulfilling promises. They're reneging. They're not doing what they said. They're not putting money back into the blockchain. So we had to learn that the hard way. And with the altcoins, you just never know. You have to find the right group, the right people to deal with, or you're just gonna get what they wrecked. And a lot of people got wrecked. And what a lot of people have done is they've taken a Bitcoin and buy the altcoins. And I would think if you're gonna do that, you better wait till Bitcoin makes its big move, and then maybe take some of that money afterwards. So I trust. What do you say? You have to pull this up here. Okay, what do you think of I Trust Capital? Crypto IRAs hold my Bitcoin, will cash out tax 15 years. Let me think about that. What do you think of I Trust Capital? Crypto IRAs hold my BTC and will cash out tax-free on. Sounds good to me. I don't know why not. I mean, that's why you want ETFs. You want to be able to do something like that. I won't have a problem with that. Yeah, in an IRA, hold an IRA, that'd be a good idea. I don't have a problem with that at all. I think that's what a lot of people, that's why you're going to see an explosion in Bitcoin, because a lot of people are going to be doing that kind of play. I got on the MSTR train early. That was a thing. I was using those as a leverage to play on Bitcoin. There's a lot of plays like that. I've seen a lot of people. Got someone calling me. So yeah, I've seen a lot of people do the stuff like that. That's to me right now, and I'll just make this very simple. With the ETFs and with everything else going on, I would say you don't have to do anything extravagant. Just stay with BTC right now. Just hold on to BTC till at least we get through the halving, the ETFs, and if you really want to be really smart, you might want to take a little off the table, because there's going to be a lot of run up just for the anticipation. So yeah, take a little bit off. So the biggest issue I have right now, let me see what this is, put this on the, the biggest issue I have right now is finding sources to get BTC, the issue of Minium Bank. Yeah. So, to me, I think the best place to buy Bitcoin is just Coinbase. That's me. I like Coinbase. I think that they're going to be custody for a lot of these ETFs. So I like it. I like Coinbase. Curious if others have that issue. I've been around for a while. DCA says, yeah, I mean, like I say, to me, you can get, this is a rabbit hole you can go down very deep. I like to make things really simple. And right now, simplicity is just to buy Bitcoin and hang on, at least hang on for a few months, because we got a lot of blue sky here with Bitcoin. An atomic wallet. I haven't heard of an atomic wallet, so I found atomic wallets the way to buy it could be. I don't know. I don't know anything about atomic. I don't like to recommend wallets, and I don't like to recommend exchanges, because when you do, you can paint yourself in a corner pretty quickly. I mean, I've been on a lot of them. I've been on Voyager. I was, I lost money on Voyager. I've lost money with Binance. Like I said, I can't get my money off Binance because of my IP address. So I've been all over the place. I've been on all those smaller exchanges too. So there's been a lot of places I've held cryptocurrency too. But I think that when Bitcoin becomes, a ticker symbol on the NASDAQ, they're going to want to kind of eliminate self-custody. I think that's a little bit of what the language is about right now, as far as them putting stuff in there about self-custody or about custodians or about custody. Custody with the cryptocurrency is a huge thing, especially where you can hold custody yourself. Cash App. I've used Cash App before. I like Cash App. I haven't bought any Bitcoin off Cash App, but I've used it before. So yeah, a lot of good stuff here. I really appreciate it, guys. we'll see what happens. But like I say, right now, I'm just focused on Bitcoin. That's where I'm going to talk about. That's where I'm going to be focusing my energy on. And that's what I believe the play is right now. And I think if you do that, I think you're going to be very satisfied with what happens in the next few weeks, because the ETF is probably 100% guaranteed. And that's going to bring a lot of investment into BTC. And it's going to bring a lot of people into BTC that they've heard about it, but now they're going to say, hey, I'll try a little bit with my IRA. I'll try a little bit. There you are, Golden Dragon 13. Okay, yeah, I'm going to check out the Atomic Wallet. I'm going to check that out. There you go. Very odd. Very odd. Okay, I got to keep these under 30 minutes because my software starts to wear out after about 30 minutes. I have to, that's where it sets. It kind of starts, the sound goes off at about 30 minutes. So today, 17 comments, got a couple thumbs up, so I really appreciate it. We got one more here by Golden Dragon. Cold Wallet Ledger. Yes. I mean, that's always been, was it Elon Musk says, if you don't hold your keys, you don't hold your crypto. You know, it's like, that's kind of like, that's been the pretty much the standard go-to as far as crypto is concerned, self-custody. But, you know, there's issues with self-custody too. I mean, a lot of people get spammed out of their Bitcoin. If you're not really good at this stuff, you know, you got to be careful of phishing scams. You got to be careful of people getting you to click on links. They can take your crypto pretty quickly. So self-custody is good, but it can be a little bit, if it's not, it's only for the, I would say for the you've got to be, I would say you've got to be you got to be somebody experienced, extremely experienced if you're going to self-custody your Bitcoin. I would, you know, because like I say, I've seen people lose Bitcoin just by clicking on a link. So see, I'll put this one up from Phoenix. How about your son? I thought about, let me sit this, I got to put this a little bit smaller, pull it down here. Okay, let me go. I get the mouse going the correct direction. How about your son? I thought about heading over to check out ESP Engineer. I always like to begin building things and say, yeah, he's doing great with the Challenge app. In fact, he's putting a lot of time in it right now. So yeah, go check out the Challenge app. I think it's in the Google Play and also in the Apple App Store. I think it's Google DApp. I mean, Challenge DApp. I shouldn't say because I'm not sure. Smash the likes. I like that. I hate it when people self-promote on YouTube because it gets so tiring. But I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thanks, Adam. So I got one more here I got to add. Yes. Master and Blade. No, you're from the EOS thing. Yes, I am with EOS. Was with EOS. Been on the EOS forever. Made tons of videos. I think 1,200 videos about EOS. No EOS. Yeah, I agree. Well, the problem is EOS is about 80 cents right now, and it used to be $23. You can't have something go from $23 to 80 cents and have very many happy people. No one's going to be happy with those kind of numbers. And that's what's going on. But I do like the NF. I think the NF is doing a good job. And I do think there's a place for EOS. The blockchain runs it well, and you know it will continue to go. I mean, it trades on Coinbase, so what else can you say? They probably need to get an ETF too. So hopefully one day EOS, and I think I was talking to somebody the other day about EOS. EOS needs to bring AI, artificial intelligence, into the EOS blockchain, because the EOS blockchain runs very fast and very efficiently. So they need to integrate artificial intelligence to EOS. And when they do that, then I think you're going to have a nice package. But until that happens, we'll just see. Like right now, my whole attention is on Bitcoin. That's where I'm just focused. In a few months, like I say, when Bitcoin's a few $100,000 or 50,000 or 60, 70, 80, $100,000, then I'll start probably thinking about other things. But right now it's full steam ahead, all bullish on Bitcoin. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.